Welcome to the White Sox REKAP Podcast. I am Ryan McGuffey. All right, so we've seen a little bit of the good, some bad, and some pretty ugly thus far in the 4 series in the 2026 White Sox season. So what does it all mean? What's sustainable? What's not? With 150 games to go, folks, the marathon is officially here. It's not a sprint, but there are some things that are concerning and some things I think are going to be there for the long haul. Jonathan Hood, Brian Anderson, and myself, Ryan McGuffey, are ready to break it all down 2 weeks into the 2026 White Sox season. And it starts right now on the White Sox REKAP Podcast. Jonathan Hood, Brian Anderson, good to be back with you boys. And thus far, we're 4 series in. We waited to get going. I didn't want to record a podcast after the Brewers series because I was like, let's what are we doing? Like, let's not panic. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And look, we're recording this and we're going to react to 12 games. At least 12 games. There's a little bit more sample size than the first 3 or the first 1 and 5 start. They're 4 and 8. It's been a roller coaster, to be honest with you. You had the ugly start. I wasn't really surprised about the Brewers' performance. I was a little bit more concerned about how they played in Miami. Then they come home and sweep the Toronto Blue Jays, the American League champs, and then give it all back by getting swept by the Baltimore Orioles. Let's just start. Look, we're going to do good, bad, ugly. I think we're going to start in the kind of the ugly, the bad, and the good. We're going to work it that way. But just your initial impressions thus far of the 26 White Sox, BA.
I mean, be good or don't. Like, I feel like I'm like back in Mesa, Arizona with all the Mormons around there, like some Levi Lovin. Like, don't dry hump me, man. Like, are you guys going to be good or not, man? Like, this is not 7th grade. Like, quit trying to go over the shirt under the what are we doing here? Let's clean it up. We're professionals. Like, you can't sweep Toronto and then get swept by Baltimore, man. That's unbelievable. But I'll tell you what, that not to get sidetracked here, but as far as 2026 predictions, I think we're a little off on the Shane Smith thing. That's why baseball's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, the surefire thing, like Shane Smith is going to be good. And just kidding.
Could still be good, by the way.
No doubt. I think it's the Colson Montgomery situation where you're just gonna let him reset, come back stronger.
Yeah, we'll get into Shane Smith in just a second, but Hoodie, your initial impressions of what you've seen thus far in the 26th season.
Well, from the ugly standpoint, if we're going there, it is the relief pitching. We knew that the Sox can't go anywhere without having arms. We know, looking at the roster, that a lot of these players had to be able to pitch over their skis. And so the thing I can't stand, BA, as an outfielder, you understand, you're staying out there for an extra 20 or 30 pitches that you don't need to be standing out there for. The 4 and 5 out innings are just killers. You're not good enough to paint the corners as a young player or as a young relief pitcher. I just want aggression. If you're going to get beat, you're going to get beat. But just this 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1 walk, especially the leadoff walks, I can't stand it. I don't care what ball club we're talking about. You have to have some kind of control or command. And I just think trying to nibble is not good enough in the big leagues. These guys have to learn that.
Well, I'm gonna dive in a little bit more. I do agree that the bullpen is an issue. I think the starters, to me, are number one. Here's what you have. We're talking ugly. The White Sox starting pitching right now has thrown 41 innings as we tape this. It's almost 10 full fewer innings than the next closest team. It's dead last in all of baseball. Shockingly, and not surprisingly, the relievers have thrown the most innings in baseball. So I'll shit on the relievers, but that's why Shane Smith is in Charlotte right now, because his best outing was 3 2/3. You don't have the arms in the bullpen. And quite frankly, it's what we've talked about leading into the season. You don't have the arms in the rotation. There's no wiggle room there. You didn't do yourself any. You signed Eric Fetty and Anthony Kay, and quite frankly, they've been the two of the best pitchers outside of Davis Martin in the first 2 times in the rotation. You need length. You can't afford with this bullpen, because you're going to have Brian Anderson coming up this year. You're going to have Jonathan Hood coming up this year and Ryan McGuffey coming up this year out of the bullpen. We've already seen guys, the shuttle's already active. We've seen guys get called up and get sent right back down already this soon into the season. So I'm more concerned. It was my concern last year. It's my concern this year is how the hell are you going to get through 162? I have an answer for this on the back end as we break this down. But right now, guys, Where are you getting this length? You can't depend on Davis Martin and Eric Fetty and Anthony Kay to give you 5 2/3 or 6 innings every single time out.
Yeah, but think about how crazy that is to even say that out loud. Like, Hoodie, we've all been following Chicago sports since, for many moons. It's like, what? I just come from an era, and I know things have changed. They monitor innings, but it's like, back in the day, that's one thing I miss about Ozzie. It's like, if John Garland were out there and started to get rocked or was all over the place, he'd come in and be like, figure it out, dude. Like, our bullpen's strapped. We need you to go 5 innings. Sorry, your ERA is going to get torched, but deal with it. Throw strikes. If you get hit, you get hit. And I think that's one thing that these new age pitchers, this new generation of pitchers, is scared to get hit. And Ozzie used to make it crystal clear to our pitchers, like, guys, I don't care if you give up 10 hits in a row. I don't care if you get shelved. And Hoodie, you said that 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, that's not going to fly in any league. That's not going to fly in high school. So you can give up 10 hits in a row. You want to give up 5 runs on 10 hits through 3?
Don't walk.
Hey, man, that's fine. But you got to throw strikes, man. No one cares about the depth of the pitch and the vertical, like the inverted vertical, like all that other crap that's going on. Like, dude, like, fill up the zone. If you get hit, you get hit.
5th most walks in baseball right now, Hoodie, to your point.
It's just brutal. It's brutal to watch because you are right, Ryan, when you talk about the starters. But again, reality, we saw what it was coming into the season, and that you had to have a number of pitchers, at least 2, to be able to give you length and give you quality. But these relievers that I'm seeing right now, I'm not saying this was going to be in June or July. I'm just saying about the start, because that's what we're doing the podcast today. Today, the relief core is not good enough. You have to be able to throw strikes, man. Being risk averse as a reliever does not compute. You have to be aggressive. I mean, and again, what did we talk about the last podcast? For a lot of these young guys, it's just free and easy. Like, you're learning on the job in the big leagues with the Chicago White Sox. So yeah, you're being shuttled up and down, but you're also learning. So learn to be able to throw strikes and build up a resume for yourself saying, you know what, this works. I don't have to throw on the outsides just to try to fool hitters. Hitters are too good in Major League Baseball to be fooled by your outside breaking pitch, 8 inches off the plate. It's just not happening.
Yeah, especially now you can challenge stuff too. They're not swinging if it's not close.
Right. I want to talk about Grant Taylor too, because I don't mind the idea of the opener. Look, it's not some new age thing. It's been in baseball for a while.
Yeah, we did it at Northwestern a lot.
I like that the White Sox finally are hopping on board with it. Here's what I did. Yes, you did, you assholes. Yes, you did. That's like a 4.5-hour college baseball game because of you guys.
Hey, you know what though? Hey, side note, my first ever professional inning as a pitcher when I converted with Kansas City, they let me start July 4th, 2010. They let me do the opener because I was on a 20-pitch pitch count, struck out the side at like 23 pitches. I was sitting at like 95. And then that kid Ventura, God rest his soul, he came in after me sitting at 97 at 155 pounds. But yeah, I did the opening. It was great.
Well, here's what I like. The idea of the opener. Why do you do it? Okay, so you're facing those top 3 hitters. So you're basically buying yourself an extra inning from your starter on the back end. The idea of it, I understand. Here's what I question. And Hoodie, I want to hear your thoughts first, and we'll work our way back. Grant Taylor's it's probably the guy you care about most in your bullpen if you're the Chicago White Sox, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So his value to me right now on this team is probably more important in these back ends. Jordan Hicks can't do more than 3. He needs to pitch no more than an inning. It's not his fault when he's going an inning or being asked to stretch to 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters or get up and get down again because you don't have the bullets or you don't have the arms or you don't have the length. And if you're using Grant Taylor in the first, is there a better option for the opener? Newcomb made some starts last year. He's a converted starter. Is Newcomb a better option to go an inning and 2/3 before you get to Anthony Kay or somebody like that? And that way you're working backwards again in the bullpen. I understand Grant Taylor's your best arm, so you're trying to shut down those top 3. I get it. You want scoreless frames. But I'm looking at this game from the other end too, and we've talked ad nauseum about 1-run games in this podcast. There's a couple of losses that don't register as 1-run losses right now in this season, but I count them as 1-run losses. I do. Yeah. I count a couple of those. I count the entire series against the Orioles as a 3-game sweep by 1-run losses. I do, because of the way I don't know. The Grant Taylor thing, I'm starting to go, I'd rather see him at the back end and figure out a new opener.
Well, that's exactly right. The most important outs for me is 7th, 8th, and 9th, and hopefully the White Sox will still be in the ball game during that time. But there's still value of having someone in the 6th or 7th to be able to give you 3 outs, and that way you can just kind of build towards them. Again, hopefully you're leading, but Grant Taylor getting the first 3 outs in the first inning. Okay, what about the other 8?
Right,
especially the back 3. So I don't like. To me, it's like we don't trust or we don't believe that our starters are good enough to be able to go 1, 2, 3. And to me, on this level, you have to be able to instill trust in your guys. The notion that Grant Taylor is your best arm to get that done at this time, it's an expose on the White Sox when I see that all the time. Now it's an expose.
You know what, Hoodie? Let me tell you something, man. Just from my baseball experience and especially being a coach, I tell you, you think you guys are suffering being White Sox fans? Nothing will make you suffer more than being a college baseball coach, a Division I baseball coach. Like the crap you see, I mean, the major league level, bad things happen. You're like, it's the big leagues. You know, Aaron Judge hit a ball 115 miles an hour. Of course, it's going to take a bad hop. But I think that the opening stuff with Grant Taylor, I think that needs to be the exception, not the norm. But also, I can't stress this enough. Like Hoodie's point, right? There's 8 more innings. In the meat of the game, the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, that's when a lot of bad stuff happens. Walks, errors, miscommunication, overthrows, making bad decisions with pitch selection, things like that. And people don't understand, like, you want to find out. People always talk about the first 3 innings because, everyone's excited. The fans are in it, right? And then the last 2 because the closer comes in, the setup guy. Yeah, usually the game's decided at that point. Those 4th, 5th, and 6th innings are by far the most important. I learned as a coach, most baseball games at the college level and the pro level, they're not won, they're lost. Like guys will kick one, walk one, give, like Cody's point, give an extra like out or 2. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, yeah, we should have shut him down that inning, but we made an error or overthrew one or walked a guy and the guy hit a 2-run homer. Now we're losing. So those 4th, 5th, and 6th innings are so important.
Let me give you, before we move on, here's why I said I would give you some kind of hope if you're listening or watching this podcast. If you see what's going on in AAA right now with Tanner McDougal and Noah Schultz last night, I don't know if you saw a stat line as we taped this, 5 innings, 9 strikeouts, no walks. He has 2 walks in his 3 starts. Those guys are coming up. 2020 is like, here's what you can't, 2027 is that the black cloud that's looming. You can't sit there and talk like, well, we can't, we're concerned about 27 and the clock. And so we want to save this guy. And no, Sam Antonacci needs to be up here like sooner than later. Let me table him because we're talking about pitching. Yeah. It looks to me like Tanner McDougal and Noah Schultz are being groomed for sooner than later, in my opinion. And quite frankly, they're earning it. Schultz is 3-0 with a 1.29. Tanner McDougal is he hasn't factored in a decision, but he has a 2 ERA, 11 strikeouts, and 9 innings. I'd like to see his walks come down because he's at 8 right now. But you look at Noah Schultz, 14 innings, 19 strikeouts, 2 walks. Like he looks the part. And at some point, if you're because we know they're going to manage these guys' innings. And Hagen Smith, I think he's on the slower track, but I do think, because I'm going to say a lot and a little here. Mike Vassal's 101 innings last year. Him going down sucks because you don't have anybody to make up those 101 innings. Mike Vassal, his value is being shown in the first 12 games of the season already. You need a guy to go 2+ innings. Maybe Hagen Smith, if you look at the back of his baseball card right now, he's a guy you look at as a long-term starter, but you're going to manage his innings. Maybe he's Mike Vassal when they're ready to get him 2 or 3 swing innings, and you get McDougal and Schultz up here. Now, who do they replace? That'll take
care.
We'll figure that out when it's time.
You get swept by Baltimore. Who cares?
But that's the good, Hoodie. That's why this team in a rebuild, you can't overreact because come Memorial Day, I do expect this thing. And I don't think these guys are getting called up for a start in the next 5 to 15 days. But Hoodie, I do think Memorial Day, this team could look a little different.
Okay, I'm all good with that. But I don't want you bitch here on the White Sox recap when these guys go 3-11 with a sub-4 ERA. Remember, those guys in the minor leagues that we're talking about have more run support than the main ball club.
I know.
So just so you understand, like, I don't want to hear this. When these guys go, okay, well, I'm just telling you that's what it is if you can't hit the baseball. Like, so this is why we all have to have laser focus on individual young players. If you call those kids up and they pitch well and they lose, don't blame the kid. Blame the offense. Blame our 1989 National League offense.
I would love to. I would love to tell you that our starting staff doesn't have 41 innings pitched in 12 games. I would love. So if Noah Schultz is out there dealing, goes 5 2/3 and they lose, at least he's not screwing over. At least I know the bullpen can be fresh for the days to come instead of going, well, Jordan, what do you got today? You know?
Yeah.
So
my hoodie saying that run support, man, just got my head noodling right now because I can't wait till we pivot. I have so many things to say about the offense, man. Just pissing me out.
Well, let's pivot because the bad and / ugly, the outfield. Okay. We knew the outfield was a weakness going into the season. The Chicago White Sox right now offensively, here's their slash line offensively, 207, 291, 323. It's a 614 OPS. Shockingly, only the Mariners, who are a World Series favorite, are worse than the Chicago White Sox right now.
Yeah, you could beat like I know the tops like the Dodgers are 280, the Brewers 270, something like that. That's probably not the norm, but you want that team batting average to be hovering around the 250 mark because that lets you know your power guys are probably have a lower batting average. But my God, like I was never a great hitter. But and I knew I could always run one out of the yard, and I was there for defense. But man, like I also wasn't trying to like hit homers. I knew if I needed a base hit here and there, I wouldn't be coming out of my ass. Like if you're the Edgar Carrolls and the Chase Maidras, you cannot be hitting 200 ever. Like
Maidras, I'm okay with Chase. Chase is in my
Edgar
good.
Carroll's a switch hitting catcher. Like
he's had a tough
270.
He's been bad.
Spraying the field. Like
he's been bad offensively and behind the plate, and he admitted it.
Biggest fans though too. I'm like,
I know.
Dude, you got to be spraying the field, no strikeouts, ball and play, barrels, whatever happens, man. 200 with a team that's not a power hitting team. Let's be honest. Like I know that Eminem's probably going to end up having 25, 30 homers, but right now on paper, they're not a power hitting team compared to other teams. So you got to just be bat to ball 260 as a team with, doubles and move and bunt and move guys. Like small ball's got to be a part of the game.
Yeah, we get it done with bloops, 2-out bloops to get 2 runs in. However you do it, it's fine. But here's it. I'm going to give you a microcosm of White Sox baseball. But I think this is in the Orioles series. We have runners on at first and second with Derek Hill coming to the plate. His first thing he tries to bunt. 1989 National League offense, because now you're going second and third with 2 outs and you expect the guy to come up and give you a base hit to score 2. What are you bunting for? It wasn't for a base hit. You bunted for a sacrifice with runners at first and second with 1 out. That was Hill, was it not? Was it not Guff?
But Hoodie, that's the nature of their outfield. Austin Hayes out. Everson Pereira out. Brooks Baldwin out for the year. We already knew this was a weakness in the lineup going into the year. Andrew Benintendi should not be playing baseball, and now he's thrust into the starting lineup. Derek Hill, no offense to Derek Hill, he's actually played decent in the outfield. He should not be starting every day. He should not be starting. Acuna is on my good. I like Acuna, but I'm going to table him because I don't want he ideally he's more of like a Swiss Army knife, like on a fun, good team. Yeah. And right now, and that's we might be overreacting here. What we're seeing offensively, what we're seeing from the outfield, and Braden Montgomery's not walking through that door, guys.
Come on.
He's not walking through that door. No one's being called up to save anyone right now. And that's the one thing I will respect. I also say, when a guy's ready, call him up like you did last year. Don't be saving guys like Sam Antonacci. You have him playing out of position, quote unquote, learning new positions because you saw what he did in the World Baseball Classic. You saw what he did last year at Birmingham, and he's killing it right now with almost an 1,100 OPS as an outfielder in Charlotte. And quite frankly, I don't have much patience. If I see another week plus of that, get Antonacci up here. He'll be your best outfielder literally immediately. He can change your lineup literally immediately. The outfield is in my not sustainable category right now.
What's your hang up on the Braden Montgomery thing?
He's not ready.
No, Antonacci.
He's not ready.
I'm saying, listen, there's been plenty of guys that haven't been ready. I was probably 300 to 500 at bats away from, because I was mostly a pitcher going through school and stuff. I needed more seasoning, but man, one of the great parts about being in an organization with a bad team in the big leagues is you always have the option, or you always have this the shiny toy gun at the end of the tunnel there, like of being called up.
He's hitting 211 in Birmingham right now.
I mean, like hey, I've seen guys get called up doing less.
But this team is not winning 80 games. So with all due respect to your preseason bullshit prediction,
they're on pace though when they're 4-5.
They were 72. I actually did it's funny. I did the on pace at 4-5. It was 72. So that's, think about that. They were 4-5 and your 80 games was still 8 under.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know how the outfield. First of all, injuries are happening, right? The Cubs are going through on the north side with pitching. The Dodgers lost Blake Snell. No one's going to feel bad for your injuries, but when this screams to the White Sox lack of depth that goes all the way back to Rick and Kenny. If there was nobody behind that guy, that cupboard was so bare, and that cupboard's pretty damn bare right now.
Yeah.
Outfield.
Well, we knew that coming into the season, though. We were trying to determine who the center field and right fielder was. I'm trying to shine up Acuna as the next Lance Johnson in center field.
I don't hate it, though.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean,
hitter, but from a speed.
Hey, we had Alexi Ramirez in 08 starting in center field, and then finally, I'm like, Ozzy, we have me quitting. Like, Alexi's great, but he's also like a Gold Glove shortstop. Why don't we get him at short? One of us will go to center.
Makes sense. And it worked out, right?
Good problem to have.
Good trivia question.
Here's the thing. For the Chicago White Sox, the White Sox don't have the pitching to try to win games 4-2. We just don't have it. If you want to be that team that is just fundamentally sound, bunting, sacrificing, doing the little things, blue pits to be able to win, that's great if you have the pitching to back it up. But you don't have the starting pitching. You don't have the relief pitching to be able to hold those leads. We have too many pitchers that are trying to be cute on the corners, and then you're walking guys. What was the last game? 8 walks to the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, it's just way too much. So I wish that the Sox had just enough to be able to win, kind of grind out wins like Milwaukee. The only difference is Milwaukee has home run power, and they also do the little things well. So that's the push and pull of all of this with the Sox, is that you just don't have enough talent. But we knew that coming in. We were just hoping to have a better result through the first 10 or 11 games. And we're just not getting it right now.
So is it safe to say that, though? Is it safe to say that, like to Hoodie's point, if you aren't going to hit a bunch of home runs, you need to have a higher batting average. If you aren't going to strike a lot of guys out, you can't walk guys.
You definitely can't.
Of both worlds, right?
Yeah, I mean,
outsmart guys like Mydroth going around second base, and then the pitcher gets pissed off and you get to home plate. I mean, it was a great smart play, but you had to grind out that run because you can't get home runs. We had to do the little things on the margins to score.
And I was going to bring that exact play up because that's what they were doing in spring training. They know this team's they have to, it's not even, can you take the extra base? They have to take the extra base in order to win games, at least right now. That's why I say Memorial Day. I think the rotation can look different. I think it could look like there's more length. I think you have more of a long guy probably in the bullpen by then. I think Jonathan Cannon, I've been screaming it, is probably best suited for the bullpen.
Yeah.
He's not been doing well in his first couple of starts in Charlotte. I think there is a puzzle here. It doesn't look great right now, but if you get Antonacci up here playing left field, okay, and this is one thing we haven't brought up. I think their best player, I don't know if you guys would argue this, their best player is not in the lineup right now. He's hurt. Their best player is Kyle Teal. I really believe it. Yeah. Kyle Teal is the best player on the Chicago White Sox.
Well, it definitely adds depth at the catching position. You could get Carroll out of there. You can put him in.
Think about their lineup. Yeah. Dude, all of a sudden now you go 3, 4, 5 of Teal, Murakami, and Colson. That looks so. And put Antonacci, Mydroth, Antonacci, Teal, or Mydroth, Teal, Antonacci. However you want to do it. Your top 5, it looks a little bit more intriguing.
Well, it's also Teal coming up to bat, or like a Mydroth coming up to bat, or a Colson Montgomery with men on base, as opposed to and
instead of Derek Hill,
who's this other guy?
Yeah, I mean your bottom of your lineup's going to be ugly, but. It's better than spreading it out through 5 or 6. So I'll say that with Kyle Teal being out, and it looks like he's feeling better. He's ramping up. I saw his comments in the clubhouse before they left for Kansas City. He's not quite there yet. He's definitely going to need a rehab assignment to get going. But when he comes up here, he is such a glue guy, and he's so important to this whole thing that I think we need to at least throw it out there that, in my opinion, their best player is not playing right now. So we mentioned Edgar Carroll amongst the bad. We mentioned
by the way, Miguel Vargas would like to have a word, by the way.
That's fine. Their best player is Kyle Teal. Miguel Vargas has been great.
Miguel Vargas, he's honestly, without him, they're in deep
he's
trouble.
on my list of good.
What's his second home runs and batting average? That's like
but he's playing the position well. Yeah. I kind of held him to the carpet a little bit in my preseason prediction, saying this feels like the end of Miguel Vargas. And that I was talking about this with Cap the other day. Remember how many people shit on that White Sox trade of Fetty and Kopech, the 3-team trade, and they're like, the White Sox got Miguel Vargas. The White Sox won that trade, I think. Michael Kopech he pitched for that World Series run, never pitched last year. He's out of baseball right now. He rehabs. I love Kopech. As you know, Fetty didn't do anything for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the White Sox, this guy's been their opening day third baseman the last 2 years.
He's been the glue.
That alone is like the trade was a win. I give Miguel Vargas credit, man. He said he's a third baseman. He's put in the work. Let's see how it transpires, because I still want to see more. But he is definitely on my list as we transition to good. The good is not great. The good on my list here, Hoodie, is not great. Miguel Vargas is certainly amongst them. I got Chase Mydroth doing Chase Mydroth things. Like, he has to be on my good because that's who he is. He's playing. He'll go 0 for 3. Then he'll come back and go 2 for 3, grind out a run like he did, be a dugout type. He's a spark plug. I don't expect that to change. And then Mooney Murakami, man, like, he's on the good. He is good. This was a good signing for the Chicago White Sox, Hoodie.
Yes, and by the way, that thing behind you, first base, keep your cleat on it just in case there might be a play. You might want to keep your foot on the bag. What the fuck? Come on, man. Come on.
Hey, third baseman in Japan. He needs to learn how to play the position. That's how
bag's right there, brother. See, this has not been a problem. BA, this has not been a problem since before 1980. You got to understand, me and Guff. We've had first base peace for years, for decades.
They had Greg Walker over there. He was hitting 20 homers.
How about a 30-plus year run of Frank Canerico and Abreu?
Yeah, but also, how about just slip Greg Walker in there? He had a 28 home run year.
Walker was my favorite in the 1980s when I was loving those 67 and 95 Gary Reedus teams. Greg Walker was my favorite player.
He always said he called me Andy.
Hoodie knows what I'm talking about. Kenny Williams was trotting out there in left field.
Oh my God!
Don't you even think about striking out, son?
Kenny Williams' ass was out there. Then he came afterwards.
Oh, the ass never left, did it?
Yeah, just remember, he's always a football guy, always.
Oh man.
So definitely the White Sox All-Star representative Mooney will be. He will be out there. He will stuff. They'll stuff the ballot box. That's right, All-Star.
That would be a point for Guff if that happens.
I don't remember who I chose.
Didn't you both pick Shane Smith?
I don't know, man.
I think so.
I would have done that. I'm not as basic as Hoodie.
You might have picked Edgar. I think you had 4 All-Stars.
Did you just call me basic? I think he just called me a basic bitch. I think he did.
I tried to gloss over it, but I don't really want to. I want the best part of the podcast to be right now.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna cut that and send it over to the big boss. See who's basic then. I'll call HR.
HR, where you at? Right here.
See? Now,
I will review it. Send it to my inbox. Yeah. Ryan McGuffey, HR at recap.com.
I already spammed Hoodie, so everything goes in there.
So, yeah. So that's why I think Teal's so important to this lineup, because it also is going to make Colson Montgomery better. I don't have Colson Montgomery on like my good, my bad, or my ugly. I have him on my like expected. Like when he's hot, he's going to give you a grand slam and a double. And when he's not, he's going to go 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. He's played the positions, I should say. I don't love the fact that he's going between short and third base so much, Hoodie, early on in the year. I would prefer that my guy is playing the position of choice.
It's good for preparation down the road in a pinch. Well, I mean, it puts you in a situation where, let's say next year they have good, whatever. They're like, hey, dude, we need you to go to third base.
Well, Rock Chalowski's coming.
Yeah, and there you go. But like seriously though, like what we talked about Montgomery right now, he's going through that crap period I was telling you about. It's like, hey man, like not bad, right? Hitting 200 or whatever it is with a couple bombs. That's okay. You just got to stay away from the 0 for 15 for the series with 8 Ks. It's got to be, 1 for 5, 0 for 3 with 2 walks, 0 for 2 with two walks, like a 2 for 4 here and there in those months. You can hover around that 200 mark. You just got to stay away from those really, really tough skids.
I would add Davis Martin to that list as well.
Oh, yeah. Davis Martin's been fantastic.
I just know it's a couple of stars, but the point is, though, he's keeping you in ball games, though. And I'm not, in the month of March into April, I feel confident that he keeps the ball down and does a really good job so far. And again, I just want our stars to keep the White Sox in the ball game. Because, again, the hits and the runs will be a premium. So you just got to be able to do the little things. The pitching has to be able to step up.
Davis Martin, friend of the podcast here, friend of the program. He's just like one of those guys, underrated. I don't want to say I'm not going to talk about trade candidates on April 9th as we test. I don't, but I want more Davis Martins. I'm with Hoodie. Like, how many Davis Martins can we have?
Not enough.
Not enough. Guys that just doesn't need the opener, doesn't need it. Right, goes out there and I can go 1, 2, 3.
Needs the opener for the record here. Like that's absurd. Had you told me this when I was playing, like, hey,
but when things have changed.
No,
things have changed.
I know, and I get it. But like, hey, you know what? I want to ask Major League Baseball. I want to ask professional baseball or college for that matter. It's like, hey guys, get pitcher stuff overall gotten better, like the off-speed stuff for sure. Like it's sharper. Guys are throwing harder than ever before. But let me ask you this: like, you guys are protecting them, right? Like we're not going to lengthen them out. They're still getting hurt anyways. And I'm a firm believer in, like, do you save like a Steph Curry type basketball player for the playoffs? Sure, he's older. But when you have a young, healthy guy, he's going to blow out anyways. Hit the fucking gas. And if he blows out, he blows out. But this like nurturing him along so he's going to blow out anyways. Who gives a shit? Like, I mean, you're making $5 million. Dude, guess what? Part of the shit part that comes with being a big leaguer and making all that money is you are now prone to you're susceptible to injury. I mean, look at Cade Horton. Look at Cade Horton for the Cubs. Like that guy was as good as any starter in baseball in the second half. I thought he was going to take a major step, and he blows out this early, and it sucks. Like blow out anyway. It really sucks. But like I used to like not subscribe to that immediately, but I do now. You're like, right though. We sat there for 7 years. Like Chris Sale, he's not built to last, and he was until he wasn't, and he didn't blow out until he went to Boston. So like I'm kind of with you on that. It's like if the guy is ready to go and he has bullets, and you're going to throw him for 125 innings, how many more innings do I need to see in Charlotte? Well, here's one thing too. Like, you guys can add some insight on this. Like, guys, like no one's saying abuse a pitcher's arm. Like one time Bobby Jinks came in, he was closing for the third day in a row, and I didn't know what that felt like until I actually pitched. And I'm like, day 2 in a row blows. I don't want any part of that. Like, but my point is like, dude, you're making millions of dollars. It's the major. There's not another step to this. There's no like, well, after this you can go to Korea or Japan. Who gives a shit? Like, you are sitting there, you're making X amount of dollars. You've reached the pinnacle of your career as far as like where the league, like, dude, it's time to hit the gas. And if you can show me statistical data that nowadays by saving them and like conserving innings that protects them from getting hurt, I would rather blow out now and get fixed and have my TJ or my shoulder reconstruction hold up for the next 5 years and like just ease into it. It's like you're either pregnant or you're not. Be like, hey, honey, like we're kind of pregnant. Like, dude, are we pregnant? Are we having a kid or are we not? Period.
Honestly, I like this topic. We have to get like a doctor.
Treat yourself.
Because I can go down this fork. I could go down both sides of the road. I could go down like they pitch him until he can't, or manage him until he's ready. I can
Jonathan Cannon and say, dude, you're our long guy, man. You threw 4 innings. Guess what? You got to throw 2 today. Sorry. We're playing Charlotte. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I like the topic of pregnant, half pregnant with the White Sox roster. I think we should go through that. We should do that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Listen, White Sox, are you pregnant or are you not? It's like, well, guess what? We went there and it said that we're flirting with it. We're getting close. Well, at least take in vitro or something. Like, what are we doing?
Wow, like, we have really run some analogies here that I didn't know.
No, but listen, my college coach used to say that all the time. Andy Lopez, it was the most. He had some bangers. Like Ozzie was great too. Like, I don't give a shit if you get hit. Like, if you give up 10 runs, great. I'm going to put you in there again because you're throwing strikes. Coach Lopez would be like, you're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. Are you good at baseball? You're either getting better or you're getting worse. No one stays the same. So, like, are you going to get these guys better? Or are you going to protect them? Be like, oh, well, listen, like at the end of these guys' careers, like I fear that they're all going to sit back one day and go like, man, I played for 6 years and they babied me along. I never hit the gas. Like I just went, well, they really protected me. I didn't have to have shoulder surgery. Who cares? Take pain pills. It sucks. Like whatever. Figure it out.
All right. So
by the way, shout out to Grant Taylor in that list as well of the good for the role
really
that he's
good.
in.
Really
so
good.
You got that. And then shout out to Schweitzer, toiling in the minor leagues for 70 years, comes up. And so we're looking for a lefty that can be effective. Just a lefty that
he's already been set back down, right? Up.
Oh, damn it. Is it this morning?
His pregnant wife was interviewed during the game the other day. Like they had 15 to 20 people at the game, and then I saw like he's shipped back down. So
I need an effective lefty out of the bullpen.
That's what Newcomb was. You paid Newcomb $4.5 million or $4 million to do that.
I need a lefty that's effective out of the bullpen.
Yeah. Cosign. Look, this is where they are. I would ask you guys to go around the horn here and just say, give me one word about the first 4 series of the Chicago White Sox season.
Expected.
White Sox 85 wins. I'm going.
No, one word. Not
okay. You can't. Now you're not going to hike up from 80 to 85. What the hell is this now?
One word. Guff's getting mad at me. One word is frustrated.
I would say inconsistent. I would say, yeah, I think I would lean when you got frustrated. I like frustrated and expected because I lean more expected than I do frustrated. There are frustrating things about what we've seen, but that's part of the, like getting a sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays, unexpected, fun.
You're kind of pregnant guy.
Getting swept by Baltimore, not fun. So don't go 5-21 in April like they did in 2025, and I don't think they will. But they're going to be playing in Kauffman Stadium, where they have not done too well. Really ever.
No. I will give you what a Baltimore fan told me, who I work with on Series 6M. He's an Oriole fan. After the series was over, he said it was hard to beat you guys. Now, I don't, as Sox fans, we don't like to pat on the head. We don't like that. But I do take solace in the fact that a Baltimore Orioles fan said it was not easy. You guys didn't roll over, which is true. Sox did not roll over in the series. Yes, you lost, but you can go in and say, hey, at least there was an effort there. You just didn't have enough talent to overcome. Those were 3 games that they could have won that they did not. Imagine if you had talent.
Yeah.
The media, like the clubhouse is good for clubhouse morale, hearing that, but also the media is like, that's cool. Nobody cares. You lot swept.
Like Pat Murphy did the same after they swept the White Sox. He was like, that team's going to be, he's like, I know that we beat them and we beat them soundly in a couple games, but that team's going to contend for like division championship. They're going to be good. So, I mean, that guy's the best manager certainly in the NL Central. Yep. Said it. Looking right at you, camera.
That's exactly right.
So
that's exactly right.
Since I was 18, he was coaching at ASU when I was.
That guy's a really damn good manager. Yeah. But that's why I still feel. I think they got the right people leading this ship. I think Will Venables. I'm not concerned about anything. They're stopping the bleeding with Shane Smith. I like kind of all of that. Some people were like AJ. I was like, I don't understand. He's your opening day starter. You know what? Sean Burke was their opening day starter last year and spent some time in Charlotte too. That's just where this team is. That's where
AJ, you got a problem? You catch him. Get back. You get back there. Like if you got a problem,
99 pitches in 3 2/3 is not going to cut it. It is not going to cut it when in the first 15 days of your season, 3 times he's gone less than that. It's just not going to cut it for this inexperienced bullpen. So I expect there to be up and down moments of our podcast this year. This is how it's going to be. At least I'm going to keep saying Memorial Day. I just think keep an eye on what's going on in Charlotte, because part of the good is the prospects who are supposed to be doing what they're supposed to do are actually doing it. Okay. Yeah. Like if you look at the box scores, you go all the way down to Kannapolis, you're going, damn. Like that's exciting. And Rock Chalowski just homered again. So that's also exciting.
He got carved up by Trevor Bauer though on that YouTube thing.
No, he hit one off of Trevor Bauer's head.
I know. I remember that was not good.
Yeah. So
no, it's deserved.
yeah. Trevor Bauer.
That's a separate podcast topic. But you want to justify stuff like, can you just stay off social media? Let this leave, man. No, he has no publicist. I'll tell you that.
He does.
Not a good one.
So we'll go. Sounds like a good way to wrap up the podcast.
On that.
For Jonathan Hood, for Brian Anderson, I'm Guff. This is the White Sox Recap Podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching here on YouTube. And if you don't subscribe, what are you doing? Come on, join with the 250,000 that have already subscribed. Hit that notification bell every time we drop a new episode of the podcast. You get informed so the three of us goofs can talk about your favorite baseball team. Maybe, just maybe, there'll be 500 the next time we talk, and you can talk about your 85 wins, BA.
Bingo.
I don't know. For Hoodie, for BA, I'm Guff. We'll see you next time on the White Sox Recap Podcast.